So yeah, boom. Peter Parker got toothbrush, toothpaste, and fixed that part. Like that is really smart. So yeah, I honestly think if Batman had, if Batman switched villains with if Batman and Spider-Man switched villains, this is what would happen. Um, Batman would be killed. And either Peter Parker would survive, but he would be mentally damaged. But that would be really hard. Like, in the PS4 game, literally, he just dealt with it. He saw, the guy who he looked up to as a father figure, the person who he knew for a lot of years in his life, who he had memories with and who had always kept on going, and when he was down, Peter Parker had to encourage him, and they still continued. He helped that. Dr. Otto Octavius was his father figure. He had so many memories. He was like a best friend and a father figure to him. And then boom, he just turned into a supervillain. And sure, in the game, he's really sad about it, but he's not like mentally damaged by it. Like imagine you in that situation, boom, your father and parents dead. The closest person you had to a father figure and you had a bunch of memories with, and cheered up a lot, just turned into a criminal. I think that would be pretty damaging to you, but yeah. So it would be really difficult, but if they did do it, he would just kill them all. Or at the last second, he would realize it wouldn't be that way, so he would stop. Or he would just kill them all. Yeah. Or he just wouldn't be mentally damaged. Like, I'm pretty sure he would have enough spidey senses. Like, he can take a bullet, right? Like, this is the Spider-Man authors, right? In the comics when, like, somebody's about to kill Aunt May with a bullet, or, like, MJ, Spider-Man can survive bullet shots. Like, in the PS4 game, he can survive, like, a lot of bullets, and he has survived multiple shots of straight up electricity. Like, like a guy who shoots electricity hit by multiple times and survived. Something? He was hit by poison, right? He was stomped on by the Rhino. He was electrocuted by Electro, and then he was shot by Mr. Negative, and then he was thrown off the raft at Supermax prison, fell down, landed on a barrel, and he lived. Literally, he survived. And shit but like a day later, or like an hour later, somewhere in between there, he left the Dane. He left the hospital. Like, after all that, an hour or a day had passed, and he was just like, boom. He had 14 broken bones, and he still took him down like a champ. You really don't think that, like, if there was a bullet coming towards MJ or Aunt May, you really don't think Spider-Man right is that he would sense a bullet and jump in and then catch the bullet and then land and then probably stop the guy who's trying to kill him. Like he doesn't. None of them have to die. You know that, right? Like, the Spidey sense would be like, oh yeah, there's a bullet trying to kill him, and then he would jump in there and take that bullet like a champ, and he can survive. He can take multiple bullets. And he would be fast enough to like get rid of the guy before he takes any more shots. You know that, right, Spider-Man writers? I think they're only doing this for them that way. They can have like emotional damage. No. I wasn't talking about that meme that's dead. That's a coincidence, but oh no, it's emotional, bro. It's emotional. It's not. Like if the whole reason, this is how to make an emotional scene with Spider-Man. This would be a perfect scene, okay? MJ's on the ground like this, right? There's Venom, right? Like, let's say this. It's in the, in the final act of Spider-Man No Way Home on the Statue of Liberty. Let's say it was there. And it was Venom versus Spider-Man. This is what would be an emotional scene. Right? Spider-Man kicks Venom, and then Venom manages to land on a metal rod. Right? And then we see MJ fall down and then land right in front of Venom. And then Venom grabs on to MJ. Crawling, not possessing it. Right? Possessing her, I would say. Like, she's on the ground, she's about to die, she's bleeding. You can see the light fading from her eyes, and then you see Venom crawling up her, and then you can see it. You can see like this. You can see like a bunch of little spots, big spots, random spots all over her body. You can see her skin paling, dying. Like, let's say this. There's a bunch of open spots. Okay, let's restart. Okay, boom. Spider-Man punches Venom, and Venom manages to catch himself on a rod, right? 2 rods. He's like, and then boom, he's there, and there's no one in there. And then MJ falls down, and then she gets up, but she's struggling. She has a bunch of bruises and is bleeding, and has coughing up blood, and she looks like she's about to die. Venom latches on to MJ, and then we can see a bunch of spots appear up. We can see slowly as Venom is crawling up MJ, and Spider-Man tries to stop Venom, but he can't. He tries to use his webbing, try to pull him, and he tries to pull it, but then Venom crawls up Spider-Man's webbing, and then goes and then pulls Spider-Man towards him. And then at that point, Spider-Man rips off the web. Like, and then MJ's crying. You can see the tears off her, and then you can see her hand that's covered in the symbiote. And then the hand starts transforming. We can see it turns into a sharp knife. Like, how do I say this? It's like this. It's her hand like this covered in the symbiote, and then boom, it transforms into this. Her hand is still there. And then Venom takes that and stabs MJ directly in the brain. And then MJ falls over on it, and then it goes even deeper in. And then Spider-Man gets mad, and then he tries to defeat Venom, and he succeeds, but he won, but at what cost? That's kind of an emotional scene, So yeah, like, that's how to make an emotional scene. Like, kill one of Spider-Man's loved ones in a way that Spider-Man can't stop him. Like, if it's a bullet, Spider-Man can stop it. But, like, do it in a way where Spider-Man can't stop it, like Venom or like a villain or something. Right? So then, and make it into a way where Spider-Man can't stop that villain. So then that way, that he couldn't have done anything. Okay. Okay. So yeah, if they did switch villains, Batman would be killed. Spider-Man would probably be mentally damaged, not too much though, or would just not do it. And if they did try to kill one of Spider-Man's loved ones, either they would fail or like mess it up somehow. They would do it, but it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be too much damaging to kill them. Like they would succeed, but they would just be sent to the hospital and then survive, or they would actually be killed, and at that point they would all be killed. All the villains would be killed. So yeah, bye.